Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? And welcome to the pre-market live show. It is Friday, November 1st, so we already hit November. Hope everybody had a great Halloween yesterday. And let's see what the market's doing. It actually opened up a little bit green, so that's a good look. The only one that looks red in the Mag 7 is Apple. So let's go through it real quick. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And let's take a look at that heat map. Microsoft's up 1.19%. Apple is down 1.34% after their earnings. Google's up 0.16%, Meta's up 0.38%, Amazon's way up 6.57%, and Nvidia is up 1.8%, and Tesla's up just a hair, a little over 0.5% at 0.61%. So there you go. The only one red, like I said, is Apple. So that's a good look this morning. Much better than yesterday, I must say. And let's go ahead and look at our Jolie's jumpers real quick and see what's going on this morning. Let me jump in here and see what's happening. Here we go. Our Jolie's jumpers, ATHA. Let's look at that one real quick. ATHA and see what it's doing because it is moving this morning. And let's see. ATHA. It did run up yesterday, 45 to 62. And what's it doing this morning? 55, 53 to 61. And trying to move up there. Let's see. I mean, it looks like it was trying to get back up there. Not sure if it will, but it's definitely trying. Let's look at our blank charging. What's that up to? 202. I think this one will run back up to that 225 area. There you go. It's just curling down or flattening out right there. And I think we have to get back up onto that 20 at 205 and it starts moving again. So I think Blink has a chance, BLNK, to start cruising back up. Their earnings are coming up next week, November 7th. So a bunch of earnings on that day, the 6th and the 7th. CDXC just sitting right there. I was in a good spot. Anyway, CDXC. Let's see. Let's see what it's doing. Yesterday, it really popped up 357 to 419, and this morning 394 to 412, and it's still at 412. So it's looking good right there. And it wasn't a good spot to pop off. DJT, that is down 11 cents to 35. Like I said, look for it to 32 and then get set back up right there. DJT. So we'll just see if it wants to roll off. It's hitting that line. I have a feeling it's going to make a base and get curled back up right there. So that's your DJT and DRUG. Just making a base up here. But again, I'd be super careful because it is at the top trying to curl down. And I'm not sure if it wants to keep running up there. It's a one of them ones that looks like it does, but I'm not so sure. Like I said, 46.25 up to 50.25. So it's been a great one to trade, but just be careful. Make sure you're in the bottoms of it and be careful if it starts pulling out of that top because it will dip hard. PDEX. Let's look at PDEX. It ran up yesterday, 30.45 to 47.94, and then really jumped up today. Well, it opened at 57.52, so it gapped up and then came back down to 38.74, and that's where that's at. PDEX. I see that one. Oh, yeah, it just shot right up there. It was looking pretty bullish as well, so that one will be coming back down. PEV, this is one that we looked at, that Phoenix motor, and it is moving there. PEV. It moved up yesterday, 47 to 67, and this morning, 56 to 67, and it's at 59 and not looking too bad right there. So, see if PEV can run up a little bit more. And Fun, let's see what Fun's doing. It's probably pulling back a little bit, I would assume, because that was way up there and it has to get pulled back to make more room. And it opened at 707, got up to 732, but it's back to 678. So it is jumping around a little bit as it's going to try to get set up again. And I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to that 50 at the in the low in the high fours, low fives. So We'll see if where it wants to pull back to, and then we'll get fun with that one. Rivian, let's see if they're getting set up today because I had a nice little pullback yesterday, and it's right there, 10.15. And like I said, it did pull back a little yesterday, down to $10, but now it's bounced back up to 10.15, and it should try to get up on that 20 again at 10.35, and it can get moving up. SGD, Safe and Green Development, up 10 cents. Let's see. SG, oh, SGD. Here we go. Just ran up a little bit today, 320 to 397 and back to 307. So, it looks like it might be trying to pull back, but it did run up there, and it's not the most bullish looking one, but it did run up. STEC, let's see that one real quick. Let's look at that one. That was down 34 cents. Let's see, because yesterday it ran up there. Let me take a better look at STEC. Yesterday it ran up at 85 to 189. Wow, that was a good pop. And then today it opened up at 154, but came down to 132, and it's at 138. And I'm not so sure that one's going to pop back up this morning. So that's STEC. And how about our TOVX? We were definitely looking at it the last few days. And there you go, guys. That's another beautiful popper for you. Yesterday, 149 to 208. And how about this morning, 201 to 237? It's at 235. So that was definitely at the top of the list for the last few days, and we've definitely gone over it. And boom, that one's a mover for us. VSME, that's up 35 cents, and it's trying to bounce back up there, but it had run up. I remember it ran up, I guess, a few weeks ago, what, the 17th, and it ran up pretty good, 257 to 875, and now it's sitting back at 147. So it opened today. That is today, right? Yeah. 174 to 190, and then back to 143, and it's at 149 right now. So this one just is going to be trying to curl up, but it's pulling back as it sets up. So that is VSME and our Jolie's jumpers. Thank you very much, Asian Jolie. Greatly appreciate them as always. And let's keep on cruising here and see what else is going on. Let me look at the again the heat map and just see what's happening on the scanner. Apple is a little red, down a percent and a half. And let me just take a quick look. Elab, what's that up to this morning? Let's see what Elab's doing. That just pulled back there. Actually, that took a nice dip into the basement. That might be one we have to keep an eye on. PEV, bunch of these we looked at. That SVMH, I'm telling you, this thing's going to get set up, guys. So keep your eyes on this. This is looking good down at that 3 cent area. DJT, like I said, pulling back. How about that SMX? We've been looking at that too. It's pulled back, what, 3 cents right there? And it's right down there now. I mean, it was making that base, and yesterday has that weird look. I'm telling you, when they open and close on the same day, it's so hard to tell what they're gonna do. And then today it pulled back, so it's way down there, and this is gonna get popping. But again, you just want to find that best price that you can. So INTC is up $1 today. And that's all that we have for that page. And let's look over here and see what's up on this guy. EPIX, that's going to be one to take a look at because that took a nice dip today. Yeah, that's a really nice one. That almost looks like it would like to bounce, but tomorrow's a weekend, so we're not going to get that bounce tomorrow. But EPIX we'll look at. There's our PDEX, TOVX, PEV, and what is BLRX doing? Besides pulling back, that's another one will keep an eye on, BLRX, and see what they're up to. So there we go with them bad boys. Let me look at the SPY and them guys, the Mag 7, see what's up with these. Here's our SPY. It's back to 570.99. It's up 235. It made a nice base down here right above the 50. So it's going to be bouncing back up and trade between where it's at now and about 578. So that's what our SPY wants to do. And let's see what our other ones want to do real quick. Here we go with Nvidia. Let's open up with that one real fast. And it is up to 11 and trying to bounce back up after yesterday. I mean, everything just pulled back yesterday. So let's look up NVDA. Let's see. Yeah, just flattened out today, so I would assume that they're going to try to get moving again. And that's Nvidia. Let's roll through the rest of them real quick. Like I said, Apple was down 345. Their earnings I thought were decent, but I guess not. I have no idea. But it is pulled back down there, and you know it's going to get bouncing. It's setting up super bullish. So big dips and good opportunities right there on Apple. So that's AAPL and Google. That's down 10 cents and again ran up on the earnings and just pulling back there. It looks like it's going to just kind of base out right about here and try to get moving back up a little bit, but we'll look for that for next week. Amazon, type it in right. Amazon is up 12.37. And I did say that one looked like the most bullish one before. And it just so happened to look like it could bounce, but they all just like I said, you wouldn't have seen Apple looked super bullish as well and took a nice dip. It's gonna bounce right back up, but these earnings were crazy. Apparently Amazon did well. That looks all green for their earnings report, and it jumped way up there. But obviously, be careful because they've been a little wild right here. So Amazon is way up, and I did get an option the other day, so that one's definitely way in the money, and that's a beauty today. So that's a nice Amazon. And that's what I'm saying. You just pick the one that you're the most confident in. I like the Apple too. That'll pop back up, not worrying about it, but I'll buy some more down here. And but yeah, that's exactly what you want to do is look for the ones you are the most confident in and just play them right. Meta pulling back to 569 and again setting up super bullish, but it could come back to that 557 down to that 50 right there. So keep an eye on Meta if it wants to pull back. We'll see. And Microsoft, and again, the election's Tuesday, so not many trading days. Today, Monday, and then Tuesday, there's an election going on. So you can figure Tuesday probably won't be that crazy of a day because it is an election. So MSFT, this one bounced up $4 and another one took a huge dive. I think their earnings were really good and it still dipped down, but I think you're going to have to see this one bounce back up. So I will be looking at them options on MSFT and Tesla. That's up $1.76 to 251. And it is trying to stay up above that MACD. It probably will crawl back up and look pretty decent. And that is Tesla. There was a couple over here that I'd said I'd look at. GOVX. Let's look at that one real quick. That's down 2 cents this morning. And let me see it on mine. GOVX just kind of flat, but not looking bad at all. It's at $2. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on that, see what it wants to do today. It's looking pretty good. RGF, that real good food company, real good food. Remember this one, RGF? It is setting up right there. So keep an eye on this bad boy. We definitely have to add that back. RGF, that's looking nice right there, I would say. Definitely getting set up. So look for that bottom price, which could be right down at like 30 cent. It's at 33. And the real bottom was October 11th right there at 26 cents. So just keep your eye on that. And Holo I saw was just bouncing back up, but nothing crazy. Again, it hit the bottom and it probably won't get into the basement. So we'll look for Holo for a little curl up and a little bit of a run. And then, like I said, we'll leave that one alone, but that one could get popping up there from here. So keep an eye on Holo at 255 down there. Yesterday, its low is 240, and that is Holo. And let me look at AMIX real fast. I know Jennifer Lee was looking at these guys. Oh, AMIX down 31 cents. It was a hard look last night. Mine says it's might be up. It opened at 1357. It's at 1467 right now. Yesterday it ran up to that 22.19. Um, Finviz says it's at 14, and that is today's date. So it is up to 14.67, and it's not looking bad there. So I'd have to say it's trying to keep its momentum, AMIX. So I'll take a look at that again today. BFLY, that butterfly network, looks like it's up. It was curling through BT. FY. Here we go. BTFY, right? No, hold on. It's definitely not that. It's BFLY. Holy cow. This looks really good actually this morning. It ran from 189 to 216. It's at 198, and it does look like it wants to fly up some more. So look at the butterfly. BFLY. And then let's look at the CBOE financial markets just sitting there at 213, but it looks pretty good right now. CBOE. Yeah, I think this one's getting rolled up and moving. So that's the financial markets, and it is super bullish and wants to run. So that looks like it's really good. And then our HUBC, that was the Israeli one, an infrastructure one, HUBC, and that one looks pretty good. That one looks good for yesterday. Not doing anything yet today, but it is looking nice to try to run, and that SPRC was looking good, and I don't think that's doing anything yet today, but that's also 24 cents. Yesterday it closed at 24 cents, so it's just opening up. It's flat and not showing me anything, but that one was looking pretty nice too, and that's SPRC. And let's take a quick look at our crypto real fast, see what's going on because it was down a little bit. Bitcoin is down to 70,138, and let's see what it wants to do here. It is just pulling back, and it's going to hit that line. I think they're going to try to bounce back off. I don't think they're going to curl down going through it right now at this moment. I'll keep my eye on them because some of them I think might be trying to. Cardano is trying to rip back up though, so we'll keep an eye on that because it looks like it's trying to move back up. It's down a penny, but it's looking like it wants to set back up there. Solana's at 168, and it is just pulling back. Let's see. It did cross through, so that one did cross down. We'll have to see how far it wants to come down. I'm actually surprised. Ethereum's at 2,521, and that one is coming back down under the 50 and crossing back down. So we'll have to see because that one looks like it almost wants to. It was super, super bullish, and now it's pulling back. So I'm not sure what just happened with crypto, if it's just a quick pullback. Doge is at like 0.1618. So that one is pulling back right there and coming down. And another one I don't think wants to cross through, but we'll obviously have to keep an eye on it. And let's look at Sheeb and Bonk real quick. Sheeb is down like 5%. And it's pulling back to that 100, right? Or no, that's the actual 50 right there. And it is curling down. It was trying to crawl through and go up, and it just didn't do it. It bounced right down, and Bonk probably did the exact same thing because it was looking really good to do it, get through, and it did just kind of come back down. So both of them are pulling back a little bit. So we'll have to keep an eye on crypto and see what's going on with that. Not exactly sure why that's pulling back, but could all just be a reaction because the election's right around the corner. So obviously we'll keep an eye on all that good stuff. Let's look at our laptop lowdowns real quick. Let me hop in there and try to find them real fast. Let me see real quick. I'd have to go over here and look. And I think they're right there. ADTX, let's look at it. ADTX, let's see what that's up to this morning. If that wants to move. That is November 1st at 55 cents down to 53. So just kind of pulling back, but that's getting set up. So ADTX, we'll keep an eye on. AEHL, this one is up a penny and trying to curl up. It's in the basement down there, and that's at Antelope Enterprises. And I think this one tries to get moving. So keep your eye on AEHL. That one's looking decent today. AEHL. So look at that one. ANIK. Wow, look for a bounce on this. Huge dip right there. ANIK. Yeah, that was a nice dip yesterday. 24.12 down to 16 and it closed at 18. I would look for a bounce on that. ANIK. So keep your eye on that one. AOMR. Let's see. Down in that basement down there. AOMR. Yeah, that one's just kind of pulling back at the moment. We can look at that one. ATNI. That one is way down there too. Huge dip on the earnings. ATNI. And yeah, let's see if that one's gonna probably bounce back up to the 30s. It's in the basement there, and it did take a huge dip, so we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. We love them. Edible. Let's look what Edible's doing here. Our edible garden and see what you're up to. Trying to crawl back up there, so we'll keep an eye on that and see if it wants to and blow that up there. What is that? Yesterday could be its bottom. I'll look at it today and see if it was, and that is EDBL. FSUN. Let's see. That one's another nice dip. I mean, so many of these pull back hard on them earnings. So that's another look here. We know it's going to bounce back up. FSUN, First Sun Capital Bank Corp. And it was at the top and all the way down at the bottom. So it'll come out of the bottom and get moving. HMST, Home Street, another huge dipper. Well, there's a lot of huge dips here from yesterday. So you had your money freed up, it's going to be a great buying opportunity right here. JBSS, another huge one. Look for this one to try to bounce back up. JBSS, wow, these ones are big old dips yesterday. Most of them, this one not, but most of them were on earnings. Um, but we'll look at that one for a pop back up. MGPI. Another one. This one had green earnings right there. I don't know if it was great, but it didn't look too bad. And it was curling up and took a huge dip. MGPI is going to be, I think we might have even looked at it, and it was making that base. And now you got a great opportunity right there. MTNB. We were looking at this, and another one took a nice dip. So, I mean, almost all of them took a big dip yesterday, I would say. Yeah, MTNB definitely took a nice big dip. RCKY, so you have a lot of them and great buying opportunities, including Rocky Brands. RCKY is looking like a nice one after that nice dip yesterday and the last 2 days. So we'll see that bottom out. SVCO. I know we were looking at this. Their earnings are coming up. It was curling up and it still pulled back. So, oh man, they ran up on the 29th right there, and it was like a day out. So I remember we were looking at it, and now it hit the line and did bounce back. So they are doing the same thing that they were doing kind of before. And SVMH, I said keep your eye on this one earlier because that one's going to get set up really soon. It's way down there at 3 cents. TMTC, that's TMT Acquisition. I thought it was the metal company. This is a shell company, and it's way down there. We did look at this not long ago. That's why. But yeah, yesterday took a huge dip, 776 down to 560, and it closed at 742. So that was a big dip down there, and that one could want to bounce back up. TMTC, and then our TTOO. TTOO is still in that basement. Let me see what it's doing real quick. And yeah, it's just pulling back there. So we'll get the best price on that. And again, our heat map is mainly green apples down 1.5%. And let's see, ELAB, when we did all that, we did our Jolie's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns, our crypto. Let me just see what GameStop and them bad boys are up to. GME, that's up 23 cents. It's looking good to start running again. So keep your eyes on GME, but especially AMC. That one was looking really good. So let me see what AMC is up to right now. That's up 2 cents, and I'm telling you, this one wants to get rolling, guys. So if you want one that's going to get popping up soon, AMC does look really good right there. Their earnings are coming up on the 6th, and it looks real good, but be careful because they all been dipping down. So watch for that 420 price and see if you can get it. And CHWY is up 25 cents. And this one's going to start curling up and getting moving right there. So getting moving right there. So excuse me, CHWY. And again, Amazon's way up this morning, and Apple's down, and everything else is just a little green. Google's basically flat. The rest of the market don't look too bad. So that's a good thing after yesterday. I thought it would bounce back. That's what we were saying last night, but again, we have no idea because going into an election on Tuesday, here's our news stories. European stock climb on energy boost headed for weekly losses. The U.S. election need not be scary. History shows this is the way to trade, it says Citi. So we'll have to look at that. CEOs are dodging questions about the election. Here's why. And stock rise with payroll set to cap volatile week. And there's them stories right there. Let me hop on the stock twits and see what's going on over there real quick. If we're missing anything, hold on real fast. Like I said, Amazon's up, Intel's up, INTC, SMCI is down a little bit more this morning. Let's see at 28.25. And I think this one's going to get moving, guys. So keep your eye on it. And I was actually just reading an article that company that dropped them, that auditing company, has dropped like 80 something companies for auditing. And apparently they're trying to like revamp their auditing department or do something else, EY. So this isn't the only company that they did drop recently. So I'm not sure if it's not something to do with the financials or it's something to do with the auditing company. I'm telling you, it's a crazy situation. It's one of NVIDIA's biggest buyers right there. So obviously it's going to affect that NVIDIA price big time. And NVIDIA is up, but it's pulling back a little bit. But like I said, I think SMCI is trying to set up and look for it. If you can get it even in the 24s, it would be great, or like a nice dip today. But I think it's going to try to set up and bounce next week. So we'll keep our eye on that. SMCI, ARDX, we ran through that last night. It is up a little bit. Not looking bad in their earnings were yesterday. ARDX, yeah, it did pop up yesterday. It's not looking bad today, so you keep your eye on that. CVX, they have their earnings today. Isn't that Chevron? CVX, I know we went over it last night because we did some earnings ones, and that is up 308, but be careful because it might not even cross through. It looks like it's trying to, and we know right now they run up and then they get dipping back down. So just be careful with that Chevron CVX. And Root is coming back down. Remember this thing we looked at the other night and it ran up like crazy yesterday. It literally closed at $40 on the 30th. And then yesterday it gapped up to 81.84 and went to 118. It was trending. That's why we were looking at it. And today it's at 67.96. So it's at the top, and I wouldn't mess with it up there. But that is at ROOT and Roku. Let's see what they're up to this morning. Down 28 cents and a nice dip down there. I have a feeling this one's going to get moving back up. And this one had looked good too, and then took a nice dip. So Roku's going to set up. So keep your eye on that. And Cardano's down. And there you go. I would say that's it right there. And let me just take a look and make sure we didn't miss anybody wanted to see anything. Let's look at Wint real quick and see what it's up to. It's at 70 cents and it is looking a little better right now. Let me look on my chart and see in the pre-market here. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better at that 70 cents. And I think it is going to try to get curled up there. Our 20 is going to be down. It's at 82. It's got to meet it back up to it. So it's just dragging that bottom. It didn't really want to dip into the basement. So I think WINT will try to move next week. Let's look at coin because I'm telling you, that one was set up super bullish and then took that huge dive yesterday. And I think that one tries to get moving back up as well. So COIN. I think that was some kind of overreaction, and they want to do like $1 billion buyback in stock. So I'm not exactly sure, but Coinbase stock plummets and largest single day drop in 2 years after earnings miss. And I would say it's going to try to bounce back up as well. So we will keep an eye on that, but I think it is going to bounce back up. Coinbase is looking pretty nice. I'll look at that CONL real quick, and that's bouncing back up as well. I mean, it's pulling back, but just going a little bit flat. I could see it trying to crawl back up, but it did change the chart setup did change. It was way more bullish before, I'll tell you that. And then it changed with the earnings. So coin as well. I mean, it's sitting right there at its 50. So I could see it bouncing back up there. And we'll keep an eye on that today for you. Luis Rodriguez and AMD. I want to see that as well. That's up $1.26. And let's see. It was trying. This one's gonna get curled back up too. It already tried to the other day, and I think these were just overreactions, and the market pulled back, and it's gonna get ripping. So I think AMD is gonna be solid too. And good morning, Jonathan. How are you? And BFRI. Let's see that one real quick. BFRI. That one did run up quite a bit yesterday, 84 cents to 222, and it's sitting in a good spot at that 114 right there. Let me see what it's doing. BFRI. 114. And like I said, it's kind of sitting right on that support line that was its resistance and not looking bad. If it does pull back, you're coming back to like the 107 area, and then your 20 is going to come up and push it up next week. So BFRI not looking bad. I don't know if it's going to get back up over its high today where it got to yesterday, though. So just be careful, but you're gonna probably get a little bounce around, it looks like. I'll see how that opens up for you. But like I said, it's just 127. Its high was 128, and it pulled back to 107 and 114. So make sure it's trying to bounce up there if you're getting back into that one after that run up yesterday. And that is BFRI, Biofrontera. And there you go with that bad boy. And yeah, there's Wint and all them. So yeah, that's our market looking much better than yesterday after that huge big red day after earnings. So we are getting bounce back. Amazon's up almost 7%. So that one's a beauty. And I'm not sure how Apple's down like that because I'm telling you, it looked perfect. So Apple's down like $3 and it is set up so perfect. So you're gonna see a nice bounce on it. So keep your eye on Apple. And there you go. I would say that's a good pre-market review right there. So have a great Friday, everybody, and trade smart and lock in those profits. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. Asian Joe Lee, thank you always for your Joe Lee's jumpers and laptop travel for the laptop lowdowns. East Coast Beach Girl and Mike Drincalo. Bong Prachan and Eileen. And that's Veronica Valentine. How are you? Jonathan, STX Confidential. Good morning. Sinister for Force and Luis Rodriguez and everybody else that tunes in. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. My buddy, my little guy's all fired up from all the candy yesterday. I'm sure he got up super early this morning, was ready to rock and roll. I hear him up there. So it'll be a fun day. And there you go. I'll be watching the market. So let me know if you want to see anything. GSAT is jumped up. That's like one of our highest ones at 60%. But the next one's TOVX, which one we were looking at. And like I said, I'll be keeping my eye on everything and I'll be posting an update. And so let me know if you want to see anything. I'll take a look at it and break it down for you. And until then, have a great Friday. Lock in those profits, trade smart, and I will see you guys later. Have a great day, everybody.